Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tips and Tricks for Doing a Great Certificate Presentation. I'm Dave from Dave Ray Coaching and Consulting. And yesterday I had the honor to do a training presentation for some political interns out here in San Diego County. And I thought having a video tutorial would be a great way to wrap this up and provide some fun and interesting help for people that have to do award ceremonies. So giving out awards is such an integral part of daily life, whether you're a student, someone that maybe did a heroic act, whether you're an employee at a company or an owner of the business, whether you're civilian or military, we all get certificates of achievement and certificates of recognition. And a lot of times people that are asked to present the certificate or the award don't really know how to do it in a real comfortable way and make it feel really special for the person. So what I'd like you to do is think about this for just a second. If you have gotten asked, or if you will get asked to do a presentation, what would be 3 accomplishments that you would like to have by the end of that ceremony? For me, I think the 3 most important would be these. Number 1, you make that person feel really super special for just a few minutes. Number 2, you set the stage for some great photos so that they can remember it with really fond memories for the rest of their life. And number 3, if you are representing somebody, maybe you're representing the principal of your school or the owner of your business or one of the city council members in your city, if you're representing someone, you want to make it clear that they're sending along their best thoughts and wishes and their appreciation to the person, even though they can't be there themselves. So I have 8 points that I'm going to go over today, and I will try to keep track of them as I go along in case you're taking notes. So number 1, usually when you give a presentation or an award, you do a short statement before you actually read the certificate. My feeling on this is try to make the statement very short and very to the point, something that you can actually memorize so that you don't have to actually read a prepared statement word for word. It comes across much more sincere and comes across just much more comfortably if you can just talk from your heart. Keep it short, just 2 to 3 sentences is really all you need. You don't have to make a very long statement. And so definitely don't read anything printed out word for word. It really looks a lot better if you're just talking to the person and talking to the group and giving them good eye contact. Number 2, this is on the actual physical certificate. Many times you'll get a certificate printed out on cardstock, and it will just be the plain certificate by itself. Sometimes that certificate will be placed into a cardboard folder. If you have a folder, you want to open up the folder, so like a book, and then you want to take the folder cover and wrap it around the back so that you just have the certificate showing. You don't show the back of the folder cover. It just makes for a much cleaner look, a much more symmetric look when you're handing that to the person, and especially for the photos afterwards. And number 3, if there's a spouse or maybe a co-owner, or maybe there's a parent or a child that's coming up to be with that person during the awarding of the certificate, you want to make sure that the person of honor is always in the center. Now, this is easy if it's just you and them, or if it's just one extra person. Sometimes there might be several extra people. Sometimes there might be several co-owners, or there might be several parents or several children, or there might be even a large group of employees that come with the owner to get the award. Sometimes if you have a franchise and you have a district director, they'll be there. So you always want to try to get the person of honor in the center with you immediately to their side, and then the next most important people in that group immediately on the other side of them. If there's a large group, we had one event one time, we had about a dozen employees, as well as several co-owners. So we had a big group of people. You can flank those extra people on both sides of you and the other secondary people, so that it's kind of even, kind of symmetric, but always keep the main person or the main couple of people that are getting the award in the center. Number 4, for people that are doing this for the first couple of times, it's really good to practice Now, if you're part of a staff, you might be able to practice with all the other staff members, or you can actually even use just your family members to help you. But it might seem kind of hard or kind of anxious the first couple of times you do this, but I guarantee you, after you've done this 4 or 5 times, it will be very easy. You can be able to do it in your sleep. It's very easy after you've done it. And that's why you want to practice with your staff or with your family, or even just some coworkers or some friends to help you get through the butterflies the first couple of times. And then when you go out and do it live, it'll just be easy. And number 5, you want to make sure that you read the certificate a couple of times out loud to yourself. You want to make sure that you know how to pronounce all the words on the certificate. You want to know how to pronounce the owner's name, the company name, if the person is part of a volunteer organization or some sort of a group that they've done some sort of an achievement. You want to make sure you know how to pronounce the full name of the organization correctly. The worst thing to happen would be if you mispronounce either the person's name or the organization's name. That becomes very embarrassing for everybody. Okay, number 6, if you do happen to wear reading glasses, you make sure you have them with you before you leave your office to go to the event. Whether you're just going from one office to another in a building at work, or if you're traveling out to an event location somewhere, you just want to make sure you have that with you before you leave the office so that you don't struggle with reading the citation. Number 7, if you have young children, if you're maybe in a school situation, you're giving some class awards or some end of year awards to some kids, you want to get down low. You want to maybe kneel down next to them. Now, this comes in 2 phases. It's the certificate award phase and the photo phase. Now, for the certificate award phase, you can stand, but sometimes it's even nicer to be down on their same level, sort of shoulder to shoulder. But then when you get ready for the photo, you definitely want to be down next to them. So it's not a very lopsided photo. You want to make sure you're down shoulder to shoulder with the little kids. Now, this is mostly important if they're, say, maybe younger than 8 years old. As they get to be 9 or 10, a lot of children are tall enough that you can just stand next to them. So eyeball it yourself when you're there and adjust as needed. And then number 8, this is one of my favorites. I love checklists. I love worksheets and templates. So always have a checklist for yourself. There's only 5 or 6 different items on this. It's really simple. Basically, you want to make sure you have the certificates with you before you leave your office. You want to have anything else of a business logistics thing that you might need, maybe some business cards if you are a business person. Again, make sure you have your glasses with you if you wear glasses. Make sure you know the address, have it written down somewhere outside of your phone, because sometimes phones tend to die or sometimes lose internet connectivity on the way to the event. That happened to me once. We were going out into the sticks. We were going to a really beautiful event location, an event venue, and it was out in the boonies, and we actually lost internet connectivity. So luckily I had the address written down and I'd gone through, so I previewed the map, the route, the directions before I started. And that'll help you. That'll save you several times if you go out into the boonies. Okay, so this is part 1 of a 2-part series I'm putting together. Please let me know if this was helpful, what you liked the best, if you have any more questions, and also please subscribe to the channel. That would be very helpful for me. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.